Hello everyone, I'm Jacob Kaufman, I'm the Nerd on the Street, and today we are taking a look at the FujiFilm Instax 210. So, this is a camera, and it is sort of like a Polaroid camera, an old Polaroid camera. Polaroid cameras were cameras that you took a picture and the film was contained within the camera, but Polaroid cameras would develop the photo instantly after you took the picture. They would basically, you take a picture, the camera immediately prints out a copy of the picture for you. And Polaroid cameras are something that, well, they're not made anymore. Polaroid themselves has discontinued them. But people still like the idea of having pictures printed automatically, developed automatically. When Polaroid cameras were sort of in fashion, they were a big deal because that was when cameras, you know, they weren't digital like the camera I'm using right now is. Cameras actually had to use film. So normally when you took a picture, you would have to take the film of the camera to either a photo shop or maybe a convenience store like Walgreens or Sam's Club. Both of them developed photos. But you had to actually take the film somewhere and send in the film to a company who would then develop the photos and send those back. So Polaroid cameras were cameras that avoided all of that. You take the picture, they immediately print out the photo. This camera does not belong to me. This actually belongs to my sister, but she actually suggested that I make a video on it, and I know that she was pretty excited about getting it. She got this for Christmas last year, so, you know, quite a few months ago, but it's not like this is something that updates every year like a phone. So this company, FujiFilm, they kind of, I don't know if they specialize in this specifically, but they make a lot of these Instax instant cameras that when you take the picture, they immediately print out a copy of the picture, which is really cool. And even though you might not use that for your day-to-day taking a camera around and taking pictures, it's still cool to have these just, you know, sort of as an antique. Yeah, they're a whole lot simpler than digital cameras. I don't know who the target audience is. Like I said, this is sort of like an antique item or a replica of an antique item. But yeah, let's just take a look here. So this is, like I said, the Instax 210 model. As you can see, it's kind of wide, and the pictures that it prints out are actually wide as well, which is something I like about this camera. Polaroid pictures were pretty much square from what I remember, but this camera prints out sort of rectangle pictures. In fact, I've got a couple of sample pictures right now. One of them is a picture of me that I took myself, and I'll show you how I did that in a little bit, and then the other one is a picture of my dogs. Now, you'll notice that both of these, especially the picture of my dogs, they both came out really, really dark. And this camera does have several different lighting options, but one disadvantage of film cameras is that you can't actually preview what's going to come out. You can look through the viewfinder, and the viewfinder basically shows you, okay, this is what the lens sees, but the viewfinder isn't really all that accurate in terms of color or lighting. So I'm sure a regular camera professional would know when to set the lighting to different options, but as an amateur photographer who uses his digital viewfinder for everything when he's normally taking pictures, I had the lighting set to normal when I took both of these. I had the flash on for one of them and the flash off for the other one. But yeah, you can see that they both turned out pretty dark. So this is something that you'll kind of have to get used to using one of these. You'll have to get used to adjusting the settings based on the ambient light in the room that you're in. But you can see from these pictures the aspect ratio, it is rectangular. Like I said, pretty much 16:9. I would venture a guess that that is a 16:9 aspect ratio. It looks pretty much the same as video aspect ratio. If we turn it over, you can see the back is just pretty much all black. And yeah, so basically this is film that develops itself. It's film with some extra chemicals thrown in that lets it display what's on it right away without having to be developed in a developing studio, like I said. So of course these aren't going to be super high quality, but it's just something kind of neat, and if you were looking into these, just thought I'd show you what they're like. So like I said, the camera itself is kind of wide. On the top side, we've got the slot that the photos print out of. On the back is where you actually load all of the film. So we can open this little door on the back. And if we do that, you can see we have this film cartridge here. And then we've got the lens in there. So this film cartridge, these are untaken photos. So you buy one of these film packs and you stick it in there. And then you just close this up like that, and now the film is loaded and ready to go. So to turn the camera on, you just push the power button, the red button on the side, and you can hear the lens is pretty loud there. And in addition to the lens lighting up, for a second we had a red light on the back, but that red light has gone off now. But yeah, you can see the lens was pretty loud, and the lens has extended itself. It is now all the way out. Here, I'll show you how far it goes out. So this is turned off and then turned on. And this lens actually has two different options for zoom. That's right, you can only select from two different zoom options. One of them is, well, it might be a focus/zoom option. One of them is for when you're taking a picture of something within 3 meters of the camera, and then the other one is farther than 3 meters. So you've got a close-up and a long-distance mode. So this is the close-up mode, and then this is the long-distance mode. And there's the close-up mode again, and that's the long-distance mode. So yeah, interesting. The lens is pretty slow to move in and out, and like I said, pretty darn loud, but you know, this is pretty old technology. It's not like it's anything that they could have done themselves. So yeah, the only other options we have here are light, normal, dark settings. So you can set, I guess, the film development or something either for light settings, normal settings, or dark settings. And then the button on the very bottom of that side is to toggle the flash on and off, and you do have to toggle the flash manually. There is nothing on the bottom of the camera, nothing really on the right side, and then the only thing on the front is the actual button to take the picture. And then we've got the flash there, and of course the lens. On the right side there is a little compartment that you open, and it looks like this camera takes 4 AA batteries to be powered, which is pretty darn good. I don't think that my camera would last very long on 4 AA's, so we'll just put that back on. And I'm actually going to run this up to the camera, run it up to my camera, and now you can see the tiny little display there. And so, like I said, power off, display turns off. When you power it on, this display turns on. And so that number is the number of pictures you have left. Now, I'm not sure why it says we don't have any pictures left right now. I can show you the other settings for now. You can see the little arrows. We refocus there. Yeah, you can see the arrows on the, I think it's your right side, that the arrow points up at 0.3 meters, no, 0.9 to 3 meters to designate that that's how far away objects should be when you're on this setting. Click that button and then it toggles to the 3 meters to farther away than that mode. And then the next button here starts on normal, goes to lighten, darken, back to normal, and it just toggles between those three. And then finally we've got the flash button that just turns the flash on and off. So yeah, like I said, not a whole lot to this camera. We can go ahead and take a sample picture, and I am going to try maybe, I'll take a picture of the camera that I'm using to record this video. Right there. I'm going to attempt to center this camera in the middle of the shot. So now you can see the image immediately comes out. Now, you may have heard the phrase shaking a Polaroid picture. You're not actually supposed to shake Polaroid pictures, and this camera's manual actually said specifically, do not shake this picture when it's okay. We're gonna try that again. This is completely white. I think I may have messed something up when I took out the film and put it back in. I don't think you're actually supposed to take out the film cartridge before it's completely used up, because when you get a new film cartridge, the camera will spit out the first piece of quote-unquote film, because the film cartridges come with one just kind of fake cover piece. So I'll try taking a picture now. And it looks like the flash was on, which I did not do intentionally, but that's alright. And so the film starts out completely white. And here we go. So I'm going to run this up to you, and you can see right there, the picture is actually developing right now, chemically, and that is really cool. So obviously it'll take a few minutes to reach its full color, but it started out white, and I actually wasn't sure if it was going to work at all or not. But now you can see that is an image of what I was looking at a moment ago. And like I said, I centered the camera in the viewfinder, so even though the viewfinder is really just its own lens, slightly offset from the actual lens, I was able to center the photo pretty well just looking through that optical viewfinder. So like I said, the flash was on, and that's probably a good thing because like I said, both of the pictures that I took earlier, they were both dark. They both came out dark. So yeah, this picture actually almost seems like it's going to come out dark again. But as I was saying, you are not supposed to shake these pictures. Shaking them will not make them develop faster. Shaking them, if anything, will just smear the colors around. So you're supposed to just let them sit still or hold them as still as possible like I am while you're waiting for them to develop. So I just wanted to bring that up to you guys so that you could see it developing because I think that that was kind of cool. Yeah, that's pretty much fully developed. And like I said earlier also, the camera does have a sensor telling you how many pictures are left. So actually this camera has 5 more pieces of film in it. But like I said, when I took that film out and put it back in, that reset the counter. It's not actually a sensor, it's more of just a counter of how many pictures you've taken. So I accidentally tricked the camera into thinking that the first picture that I took was a blank cartridge. The second picture that I took was the first one. And since every film canister comes with 10 pictures, now the number 9 is displayed there. So yeah, I'll put up on the screen some closer up pictures of these pictures. You know, kind of difficult to demonstrate this sort of thing. So then, like I said, this is not just an old Polaroid camera, this is an updated model, so you can also take selfies with this. So in order to do that, we have a special lens adapter, and it is right here. And how this works is basically this consists of 2 items. One is a mirror, and then the other one is a lens. Yeah, it's a lens. It's not just a clear piece of plastic, it is sort of arched so that it affects the way the light reaches the camera. So what you do is you turn on the camera and then you stick this lens onto the front of the camera, and what this does is it does 2 things. One, this lens is actually going to make your camera zoomed in more than it was before, because if you're taking this picture at arm's length, then you want to be, you know, pretty focused in on whatever you're taking it of. And then there's also a mirror, and that mirror is because normally you look through the viewfinder to tell what the picture's going to look like. Well, when you're looking at this side of the camera, you can't see through the viewfinder. So this mirror is actually a viewfinder, and I'll bring this up closer so you can see it. And this is just interesting the way that they thought to do this. So yeah, you can see this is it. You just stick this right on the front of the camera. This is the normal lens, and then stick this right on top. And so now that's on there, and you can see that is, you know, that mirror shows what you are going to see. So if I were to take the picture right now, what you guys are seeing in that mirror is what the picture would be of. Now I already took 1 picture of my camera, so I'm going to take another picture of my face, but I'll try and get the camera in the shot. So here we go, I'm about to take a selfie with all of you guys using a Polaroid-like camera. So I'm not sure if you guys can see this very well at all or not, but I can see my face and the camera are both in the shot, so I'll just go ahead and take this. Alright, so the picture will spit out the top, and we'll turn that over and we will watch it develop right here. So I'm going to stay down here and then I'll just hold this up for you guys, because I think it's really cool seeing these develop. As long as our digital camera stays in focus, that is. It would probably be better if I set this down and pointed the camera at it. But we're already starting to see an image come in there. So there you can see, you saw me holding the camera, was not looking through the viewfinder, but that mirror viewfinder is actually surprisingly accurate. They got the angles just right on that. So when you're looking in that mirror, you're seeing what the lens is going to be seeing without much of a difference. So you can see there's my face. It's a little off-center. I was trying to kind of make both my face and the camera in the center. I was trying to kind of have, you know, have equal amount of space on both sides of the objects in the picture. But yeah, you can see that, you know, I was taking a picture of my face and the camera, and both my face and the camera are both in the shot, so that's cool. Now, one thing that I noticed with this camera, maybe this would change if I tried the other lighting settings, but I took both of the pictures you saw today with the normal lighting setting. There's a darken mode and a lighten mode, but I took it with the normal mode. Both of the pictures that I took today on camera for you guys, you'll notice that the center of the image is really light, probably because of the flash, but then the background, especially at the corners, but basically the farther away you get from the center of the image, the darker the image gets. Really close to the corners, pretty much black. You got massive shadows, especially you can tell on this side going on. I mean, this basement, it's not the best lit basement, but it's pretty darn well lit. A lot of floodlights going on down here. So yeah, the fact that it looks like we don't have any lights on that side of the basement at all, not very accurate. And in fact, I probably should have turned that on to darken, because you can probably tell my face is not getting any darker there. I was kind of hoping it would get a little darker than that. But yeah, that is way too light. Like, that's not the digital camera distorting this, guys. My face is literally not really distinguishable in person either. So yeah, this camera does take some getting used to, like I said. And then all of this stuff, I don't know if this came with the camera, but my sister, when she got this little pack of accessories. Turn that off. It came with a microfiber cloth for cleaning the lens and the viewfinders off, which is nice. Obviously a case that you can keep the camera itself in. And then, yeah, that selfie lens. And we'll stick that in there. And this was just the wrapper for the microfiber cloth. But I'll put it back in there since it was in there when she gave this to me. And all of that just zips up. And now you can carry it around nice and easily. Like that. But yeah, if anyone out there is interested in this sort of photography with actual film or instant developing film specifically, then yeah, please ask away. Like I said, this is not really my area of expertise, but my sister has had that camera for like 8 months, and yeah, she suggested I make a video out of it, so I said, yeah, sure, I'll make a video out of that. So that is the FujiFilm instant developing cameras. So yeah, if you miss your Polaroid cameras from years past, then you can get these new cameras that Fujifilm is making. So there's your nice short little video. I'll have a network update coming later this weekend or maybe next weekend to let you all know what's been going on and why I haven't been making as many videos. You can probably guess from years past. But yeah, for now, that was just a quick little video. I'm Jacob Kaufman. I'm the Nerd on the Street, and I will see you guys later. Bye.